What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Footy with an Edge. We're back again for a 10 p.m. stream. Nice to see you guys. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. Mic testing 1 2 1 2. Yep, it should be good. We're here to talk about Fabrizio saying that Barcelona are interested in making the Marcus Rashford deal permanent. So we might actually get 30 million euros for him. That is obviously a bargain price for a player of his quality. At minimum, you're looking at 50 million euros, but even the way he's been playing for Barcelona, you'd argue that it's more than that. I'm not here to say that we should be reopening that chapter. I'm just here to talk through the actual information that's out there. And then maybe together we can decide whether this actually makes sense. Is there any merit in the fact that they're actually going to make this permanent, right? And I'm just messaging Discord there to make sure everybody knows that we are live. Let me make sure I post this. So, guys, how are we feeling about Marcus Rashford to United or Marcus Rashford to Barcelona? Mr. Reynoso says just stopping by to say no. Yeah, that's fair. That's what I'm expecting to hear most of the time from most of you guys. Let's see. We got people rolling into the stream. Coke Kane says Barcelona loves Rashford and we don't want him. It's a win-win situation for both of us. I would agree with that for sure. Cool. We got people rolling in. I'm just going to get started with the agenda items here. So the Romano update said Barcelona have already informed Marcus Rashford and his camp that they want to keep him beyond this season. The 30 million euro buy option is not guaranteed to be triggered yet. Final decision will depend on Barcelona's finances, but they are very happy with his performances, his versatility, his professionalism, and dressing room presence. The important framing here is this is intent from Barcelona, not a guaranteed commitment. Although for 30 million euros and whatever wages they're paying him, whatever 350,000, that's not a big deal at all. Right, for Barcelona, this is the club that pays crazy wages to players that are of Marcus Rashford's quality. I think Rafinha is making over 400,000. God knows how much Lamine Yamal is making. Let me just take a look at it right now. If I go to Capology and look at Lamine Yamal, Lamine Yamal earns 320,000 euros as base and 200,000 pounds as bonus. And I'm sure it's actually higher than that too, because why wouldn't they give him more money, right? When he was 16 years old, guys, he was already making 3 million euros a year. And when he turned 18, he got his new contract, I guess, just before the start of this season. And that put him at 320,000 euros, which essentially 5x'd his wages, which is just insane. Right. And I guarantee you, like 2 seasons from now, he's going to make even more money than that. By the time Lamine Yamal's career is done, if he doesn't get injured, he probably makes like €1 million a week easily. He probably gets paid more than Messi or Ronaldo ever did. But that's just the world we live in, right? But anyways, coming back to Marcus Rashford, what does Barcelona really want? They like Rashford. They want Rashford. But they may not be able to afford Rashford because their finances are run like, I don't even know. Like they probably have to buy burgers on finance for their team. Like this is how down bad they are, right? So if we're gonna talk about essentially how these guys are gonna get it done, Precedes, hello, what are we talking about? Anyway, so 30 million is cheap for a player of Rashford's profile if you're solvent. Barca's interest is real, but conditional on them actually finding the money. This is not a here we go yet. It's a positioning move. They're just trying to get ahead of the problem, and they're trying to make sure that they keep the player happy, keep the agent happy. So if Barcelona truly believed Rashford was indispensable, the buy option would have already been activated, but they haven't done it yet. And again, guys, it's an option. So we don't know if it's going to happen. We don't know if this is something that will happen, but we still have to talk about it. Now, can United recall Rashford and use him on the left-hand side? Right? I know most of you just want to say no, but let's just think through it, right? What is the option? Because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I don't really know who the next manager is going to be. And it's very easy for the whole club to put the Rashford out agenda down to Ruben Amorim not wanting him or not wanting to use him, right? From what I've heard, there are some fairly credible reports through the grapevine, let's put it that way, that Marcus Rashford had some problems with maybe substance abuse, alcohol problems, and things like that. What did they say? Every truck driver in Manchester knows what Marcus Rashford's really up to. He's had some really crazy problems with that while he was living in Manchester, and we know he was on the piss in Belfast, right? That was public news, and then Ten Hag dropped him the next game. He was also dropped once for being a minute or two late. Again, I don't know if that was substance related, but that has happened. And so, this is somebody that grew up in the United Academy, then got his chance under Louis van Gaal, and he's taken it. And once he did take it, he's grown to become one of our best players, one of our best paid players, and then essentially just shirked the responsibility. He didn't want to be the number one guy and took his wages and just kind of down tools, right? So for a season and a half, 2 seasons, he played really well, but then eventually he decided, I'm done and I'm out. So his attitude really stunk up the place. Apparently, he had other problems as well. But because it's a loan with an option, it's not an obligation. We could see Ollie coming back. Ollie could get the permanent job. We could see Carrick coming back. Carrick could get the permanent job. We could also see Kieran McKenna coming back to get the permanent job. All three of those guys would be more than happy to take Rashford as a left wing option because we don't have to spend any money and it's essentially an extra player. So would we want to actually tempt him to come back? I think we retain the leverage to do that. And Ineos might just sit there and say, listen, we have no money. We could get a player of the quality of Marcus Rashford to play for us. So as long as he's interested, we might still want to do the deal. And if the option isn't triggered, Rashford returns and United have to reassess internally anyways. So this may not even be in our hands to decide like, okay, we want this guy or we don't want this guy. This could just very well be a situation of like, we probably need to go get this guy. We probably have to take him back. So that's the real question, right? What is the situation here? And then the case for recalling Rashford would be that he's a proven Premier League. He's got proven Premier League output. He's familiar with the club's pressure. He already fits multiple systems. And if we're going to play 4-2-3-1 counterattacking, then this is the kind of guy that suits it. And like I said, you avoid spending 60 to 80 million on a new winger. And the case against recalling Rashford is that the symbolic reset matters. Previous stagnation. Shaylin says, Andy, the player themselves could say no to United too in Rashi's case. Yeah, that's fair, but he's still contracted with us, right? If Barcelona say no. But yeah, so the previous stagnation at United matters. Different environment clearly helped him to get out of Manchester, but bringing him back risks reopening the old cycles. So we don't really know how this is going to go, but we can venture a guess saying that this could be a problem for us, and that's what I think it's going to be. So the key tension here to articulate is that this isn't about ability; it's about whether United want continuity or closure. Then the next thing that kind of comes to mind is if Thomas Tuchel comes in, this guy has selected him for England. He's going to play for England in the World Cup where Thomas Tuchel is managing him. So he prefers experienced strikers. And whatever you want to say, Rashford is an experienced player. He also values tactical discipline and wide forwards who can defend. And Rashford on the left makes a lot of sense for someone like Thomas Tuchel. I'm not saying it makes sense for me, guys. Just let's just think through this, right? If it's Julian Nagelsmann, he loves flexible, high-ceiling attackers. Rashford fits rotational hybrid roles, and he could revive him structurally rather than emotionally, and also likely to want another attacker regardless. If it's Ollie is Rashford is Ollie's guy, right? Left wing Rashford under Ollie was devastating at times. On the counterattack, he looked pretty good. And Ollie almost certainly tries to convince Rashford to stay. And maybe if it is Ollie, then Rashford wants to come back. If it is Thomas Tuchel, maybe Rashford wants to come back. If it's Kieran McKenna or Michael Carrick, they're both system-first coaches. They're likely to ask, does Rashford fit the pressing and positional demands? Less sentimental, more schematic, but they're also company men, which means they might also ask Rashford to come back. So, guys, I think the more I look at this from a coaching perspective, they might just be thinking we have a 50, 60 million attacker available here with the English tax and all that. Why the hell are we trying to go sign a 100 million player who may or may not work? Let's just get the most out of this guy. Now, if I look at his contract, see Marcus Rashford. If I look at his contract, he is currently making £336,000 £300,000 including bonuses from Barcelona. But what is his United wage? His United wage is £300,000 base. And I guess Barcelona aren't fully covering his salary. I'm not really sure what I'm seeing here. Because he's supposed to be making 17.7 million euros, which is 15.6 million pounds. So that's just over 300,000 pounds. And that's his contract with United. And he's contracted with us till 27-28, which means he has 2 seasons left on his contract. Good morning, Pearl. How are you doing? Real Saiga Jula says he'll also be 29 next season. He is 27 now, so he'll be 28 next season. Outer Signal says, lads, how are you doing, Outer Signal? Hope you're well. And yeah, so those are the ideas. And the last item on our agenda is basically to think through what the strategic trade-off is between Rashford or a new left winger. So if Rashford stays, it saves us major transfer spend. It allows us to focus more on the midfield and the defense. And then if Rashford goes permanently, it clears emotional baggage. We're no longer attached to that guy. It funds flexibility in our rebuild, and it signals a clean break from the past era. There is no neutral outcome here. Either path defines the rebuild. Now, what should United want to happen? I think Barcelona triggers the 30 million euro clause. We get his entire wage off the bank. That is the ideal situation. We move on. That is sale of a academy player, and then we can just spend that money elsewhere. If Barcelona delays it, then we could just pay his wages till the end of the World Cup, which again is going to be annoying. And then if they fail financially, Rashford returns by default. So we're not in control of the timing, but we are in control of the decision. If we don't want to let him go and we start to want to talk to him, then we can do that. So for me, guys, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be anywhere near this. And on that note, let's get Nightwing into the show.
Hey, man. How are you?
I am well, thanks. How are you, man?
I'm doing well, man. Just thinking this through, let's say United does want to bring him back. Ole comes back. Carrick wants him back. I just don't see how Rashford would want to come back. It's just such a the fans have a bitter taste in their mouth, but can you imagine like his taste, like how he when he left, how just everything crapped on him. Like it doesn't matter what the context was around it. They always would be focusing on his inability to be like a team player, or he's a diva, or he took a he went to the watch the Knicks game. Like it's every little thing he'll do if he comes back is just going to be pushed into the media saying like, look how inept Manchester United continue to be. Bring back Ole, bring back Rashford, and it's going to be the same results. So let's say even like half the fan base want him back. There's no way as a player he should come back. His mindset would just be completely blown up, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think he has to hold some of the blame as well, right? In fact, I'd say most of it. He didn't want to play for United after getting the biggest contract that was available. So, what is United's fault in all of this to say, we kind of gave him everything he needed. In fact, we probably gave him too much, and all that power kind of went to his head. All that responsibility he didn't want to carry, and he's not going to be in the same position anymore. He's not the best player in our teams. Isn't this a much easier team to play in?
No, because it's still the same type. If we go back to a 4-2-3-1, it's the same team that he's left. That wasn't really good for him when he had. And how many he had one spectacular season, right? That was the World Cup season, and then he got paid after that.
Yes.
Otherwise, everybody said that he was underperforming every single year that he came on, except for like when he first started. When every young player comes through United, everyone's very excited on how great they're going to be. And then when they hit a plateau, regardless of how high that plateau is, it's always going to be, too low. Probably because everyone tries to compare it to that one-trick pony Cristiano Ronaldo season, where he had how many goal involvements?
47.
Yeah, 47. And no one can ever hit that plateau anymore. But he had that really one good season, and everyone loved him. And can we say that he deserved that contract after that season? Because he got it right after that World Cup season, didn't he?
Rashford, yeah, let me just see here. He got the bump to 300,000. He was already on 200K a week. We gave him a 50% bump on his wages in the 23-24 season. And if I look at Marcus Rashford performance by season, if I look at his stats here, 23-24 season, he had 7 goals and 3 assists in 33 games and 8 goals and 6 assists in all competitions. That was the summer in which he got the contract. The year before that, which is the 22-23 season, so that would have been the World Cup year, he got 17 goals and 6 assists, but he got 30 goals in all competitions.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we were always complaining about the wage regardless. Everyone was too on a high wage based off of their United standing. But, I mean, he got paid because of that World Cup year. I love Rashford, man. He was such a good player. I really liked watching him play. I always got really annoyed when people said Garnacho should start over him. Made no sense to me because I thought Rashford was a better physical presence, better player, and better scorer. But I just think it would be too much surrounding crap for the team if he came back. Regardless if it's half the wages, he could be like back to 150,000 a week, and people will probably still say that's too much for him. You know what I mean? Especially with that,
no, he's gonna keep his wage. That's the thing.
I'm even saying even if he takes a pay cut type of thing, he would still get. He would.
But don't you think we're just like him scoring 2 goals to win us a game away from accepting him back?
No, I don't. I'm usually the optimist
because fans are pretty fickle. Like I'm sure. No, I agree with you. Like I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here, as you did last time you were on stream, and just say that there's a shout to be made that we're under financial uncertainty We're probably not going to get Champions League this year. How are we actually going to get the money? And what? Okay, forget about us wanting to keep him. What if we can't? What if Barcelona can't buy him, and then we can't sell him elsewhere?
Oh man, jeez.
We have to keep him, right?
So for up to that hypothetical where he like completely tails off Barcelona, Barcelona doesn't do the option. How long is he contracted with us for?
27, 28 season. So 2 more years after this year.
Okay, so oh man, I would probably suggest I think they're just gonna sell him for as cheap as they can, 30 million if they don't get what
30 million is what Barcelona wants to. The
Is
buy
that what
option
they're
with
doing right now?
Barcelona is 30 million. Yeah.
Oh jeez, so it'd even be less than that. It's 30 million of pure profit though, 25 million pure profit, right?
No, it's 30. It'll be 30 pure profit.
Right. But if Barcelona says no, then we're probably gonna have to sell him for less than that because they're saying Barcelona even taking him for 30.
Yeah, possible. I mean, some other club might also be interested for 30, but that's kind of my point, right? If we're looking at it from that perspective, we might just have a situation where this guy, that's his value, and we look at it and say he's worth more to us than trying to sell him for 10 million. Right? Because like to get a loan these days, if you want to get a loan for 6 months, you might have to pay. We paid 10 million loan for Amrabat. To sell Rashford for 10 million would be criminal. Now there is another situation that we're not considering, Ray, which is he could have an amazing World Cup and then fans soften to the idea because he's playing for England, right? And fans soften to the idea that maybe it's time to bring him back. Maybe he's had a full reset, being 2 years away from the club, making top dollar on our dime. Maybe he also thinks, okay, you know what? Not the worst thing in the world to play for my boyhood club. And the fans also kind of feel like, whatever, we'll take him back. What do you think about that?
I think that's only possible. I think it's only possible if he completely does a PR offensive, right? And he would have to do a PR offensive, I think, to be completely engulfed back, because you're talking about two different things. You're talking about England fans versus English fans for their club, right? Because that separates. Because during World Cup and the European competitions, everyone comes together in England and gets like, we'll cheer for everybody, right? Even if they hate their guts, they're going to cheer for them. But once you separate back in that club, all those English fans who loved him in the World Cup are not going to like him very much when he comes, when he's playing for Manchester United. So he'd have to do a very big PR stint to be able to bring back all the fans who, quote unquote, he's alienated. And then I go back to the whole, is that worth it for the club on the PR mess, especially if you're still rebounding from the PR mess of the last 2 years of the complete botching of firing 2 managers within a year type of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like I understand the football part of it. If I'm doing just on EAFC, I'm bringing him back because he's probably a positive contribution, but he doesn't have in EAFC, you don't have the external pushing of the media as well as the fan base, right? And the constant people watching him if he goes on a private flight somewhere on a weekend where he doesn't have a game. But that would take so much, Andy, I think. Regardless of how much we
I'm gonna disagree with you a bit. I don't want him. I've made that clear, right? And I think we're on the same page with that. But I think there's a very good chance the club actually try to convince him to stay, because we've done this before, right? We've convinced Eric Bailly to sign a new contract and stay just because we were worried about not getting any value for him in the market. We've convinced Victor Lindelof to stay for 8 years with us because we were worried about losing him on a free and not getting any value from him. Gosh, we gave a contract to Phil Jones when he was barely playing for us because we wanted to extend his value and look at him as an asset. So this is something that the club have done since the time of the Glazers. And this afternoon, we were talking about, the whole situation with Ineos and how much debt they have and all of the issues they have as a group, right? They have 55 billion in revenues, but more than 20 billion dollars in debt. They're trying to finance this new project in Antwerp to be more efficient and generate whatever energy or whatever it is they do. And they are so over leveraged. They are like, their debt is 8 times revenue, I think. And their what's it called? Their situation is just untenable as a company itself, right? Their credit rating has gone down, et cetera, et cetera. So if they can fire a bunch of lunch ladies to save 10 million euros, I don't see why they couldn't look at Rashford as a new signing, right? He's gone for 2 years. He'll come back and just get the value out of him. He won't get a new contract, but they'll look at it this way. Do we spend 70, 80 million to replace a player like Rashford? Not because that's what he's worth, but you're not really just going to go spend 50 million and get like whatever. Didn't Brendan Johnson cost 50 million to go from Nottingham Forest to Tottenham, right? So if we value Rashford as even a 50 million player, we have to go spend that money, whereas we have this asset in-house that we'll probably just have to let go for free instead of getting less than 30 million in through the door. So I think from a financial decision, like it just you put 2 and 2 together with how cheap these guys are, I think they might just want to do it.
And I those contracts that you brought up, Bailey, Lindelof, and Phil Jones, those are all Woodward, weren't they?
Yes.
Okay, so Ineos hasn't shown that part of them yet, but I agree with your skepticism of their ability to wanting to spend.
But those were also crap players, right? Jones, Bailly, and Lindelof weren't the main players for us.
Right.
Those guys were like fringe players or players that were just part of the squad. Rashford is like a left winger, England international who's starting for them. Shaylin is here. Shaylin, how you doing? Good evening. Can't hear you.
My bad. How are you guys doing? I'm doing good.
Pretty good, man. Is Sir Jim silencing you?
No, nothing like that. It's my mic. It's just off.
Go on. What do you think about the Rashford situation?
I agree with Nightwing. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think it makes sense. Like, why would he come back? And
well, if Barcelona doesn't want him, what do they do?
Yeah, but he can find I think he's done enough at Barcelona to go find another club for himself. It's not like he's, what's his face, Donny Van de Beek, where, that was we had to like basically let him go for free, in order to be able to kind of get him off our books. So, but I think he himself has probably admitted and said life is better outside of Manchester for him right now. And look how favorable it's been. There was a lot of toxicity right before he had left too, right? Because he, went out, and I mean, I don't agree with it. I'm not trying to defend him in that sense. But yeah, so there's definitely, I wouldn't say no love lost, but he's going to be looked upon more fondly. I think they do if Enrique is not there. Because I don't think Enrique wants anybody that is this crazy brand name, if that makes sense, right? Like, from like a marketing side. Like, if you think about it, like Dembele, he's a really good player, but he's not like I don't see kids walking around with this shirt, right? I see kids with like Rashford's shirt on him. So that's kind of like what I mean. Like Mbappe was very much like that. Like it felt more like Mbappe and PSG, whereas with Rashford, that might be the same thing, even though he's not the same level of talent, just because of his sheer star power. I'd say.
The one thing I'm really afraid of for Rashford for making his value go down is if he gets an injury. If he gets an injury, then we're going to be probably stuck with him unless Saudi wants to take a shot at him in the summer.
Oh, that's true, by the way. If he gets injured at the World Cup,
yeah,
that's GG for us.
Yeah. I mean, that will be it. That we'd either have to keep him at that point, pay him his wages, or we really have to give him the deal to go to Saudi where he'll get paid really, really well.
Thoughts, Shaylin?
Maybe the value tanks, but it might just mean that we end up having to delay a move
You
for him.
think Saudi just wants to throw a light 100 million at us and just say, you know what?
Not for Marcus Rashford. I don't even think we're gonna get 100 million for Bruno anymore either.
What about 50 for Rashford?
Probably like that. I could see as more realistic.
That's a lot of money, man, for Rashford. 50, my God, I'll be celebrating here.
Yeah, it's more than what Barcelona are willing to offer, and if Barcelona don't want to pay it, then they know that they're getting, like they know they're walking away from a really good deal. Like they could make that back.
Let me give you an alternative scenario, right? Rashford doesn't have a great end to the season. England are shit at the World Cup, and Rashford doesn't want to get picked up by Barcelona. Don't want to pick up Rashford, and Saudi come in and say, you know what, we'll give you 500K a week, and we'll pay 50 million to United. That would be the best case scenario for everybody.
Or he goes to Barcelona and what about the opposite? I still think that the opposite is true. He's definitely not coming back to United.
Well, the worst case scenario is that Barcelona say we're not going to pay the 30 million and we're just going to loan him again.
Yeah, I don't think the Ineos will allow that.
So what? Then we have to keep him. Or we have to try to find another club.
Yeah. If we end up keeping him, then they might just end up finding another suitor for him instead. It's not like he'll be short of it, right? If you go tell people, like, hey, look, Rashford's available for that price, for 30 million, you don't think a Bayern Munich doesn't come in and say, hey, we'll take a crack at it? Or even PSG at that price point, right? Because even if like Enrique is still there, he's probably just like, no, I'll take him as an option, right? Because it's not that expensive. Or it's not necessarily that much of a commitment, and those two clubs can afford his wages. So,
just remember, Darwin Nunez went for 53 million to Saudi.
That's what I'm saying.
Darwin Nunez also won the league at Liverpool.
True.
I'm just gonna call it for what it is.
But he didn't do shit. Hold on. So did Shaqiri.
Right, but see, this is where Goldbridge always says it, right? Like you can't make a turd look like it's gold or something. I don't know, something like that, right? Like you can't.
Yeah, but Nunez is a turd, though.
But Liverpool somehow managed to make him look like a block of gold. So
come on, that was way overpayment. That was just a Saudi tax. They paid Fabinho. They paid like 50 million for Fabinho. Did they pay a transfer for Henderson as well?
They were paying to get some names in or whatever, right? At initially, when that first big window. I'm surprised we didn't let a player go at that window. But they were paying to get the brand, right? Like for them, it's like we're gonna throw out big money and it's just gonna generate a lot of noise in the league. And they ended up getting Ronaldo, right? So it's like, here's their marketing strategy. Now they're not going to do necessarily as much for it. Like Nunez is not a totally, he kind of is a totally terrible striker. I won't say he's not a totally terrible striker, right? But it's, he was also still part of the league winning side. And that accounts for something. Like winning papers over a lot of stuff. For people, which I don't think Manchester United really get. Maybe we should win if we actually want to sell players, because it's easier to sell players that are part of a winning team.
How about Ivan Toney from last year got 42 million, or the club got 42 million for a fee?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the Saudi transfers, I think this is sounding like a little bit of cope from Shaylin.
I'm not saying we don't get 50 million for him. I think we do get 50 million for him. It's just I think he's going to go to Barcelona instead. Right? I don't think he's going to Saudi.
What if if we don't get the Barcelona thing, something happens where he falls out with the manager, or he goes to New York again?
You guys have to consider the guys want to play. He needs to want to play there. Right? Yeah. I don't think he's thinking, yeah, I'm at the end of my career here, and I'll just take the Saudi money.
Okay.
Whereas Nunez, what was his other realistic option? What other club was in for him?
I think he needed to leave, actually.
Right? No, if nobody's in for him, and Saudi's still offering 53 million, this is like us going to Ajax and saying, we'll not give you 1 cent less than 90 million for Anthony.
Yeah.
It's like just take my money. That meme from what's that?
Right. But you really think no one's going to be in for Marcus Rashford at the end of the?
I don't know.
What?
No, because
I think is Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
We thought people would be in for him last year and the year before, and no one really came through. Like it took us forever to find
because
Aston
of his
Villa.
wages. He was just so expensive, and we were just like, you're gonna have to take them all on.
Yeah. I'll be back later. Yeah. I'll call back in. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
But,
Shaylin,
yeah.
but let's talk about this. Okay, Marcus Rashford contract. We probably talked about it more than he does. But just walk me through why Ineos is. Hold on, Hammer says you guys think this regime gets 50 M's from Barca? No, it's going to be 30 million from Barca.
No,
We weren't talking about
wish.
Barcelona. We won't even get the 30. Like they're so broke. Is this
Yeah,
what they're going to do, right, Shaylin? This is what they're going to do. They're going to pay 50 million to like Lamine Yamal's mother or something, right? Just the dumbest thing, and then not have any money left to pay 30 million for Rashford, who's definitely worth the money, right?
Yeah.
Because 30 million for Rashford is a bargain. Like honestly, like Crystal Palace would pay you the money for that.
They're gonna feel bad for Leeds and then send another 50 million for Rafinha or something like that. They're just like,
yeah, just
Yeah.
like stupid, the dumbest thing ever. But yeah, they don't even have 50 pence in the bank. They're all living on debt, like
Okay, Bill.
Spotify.
Bro, they'll find
I
another
bet
lever.
you Spotify charges all the players a premium subscription
Yeah.
just to make some of their money back.
Yeah. Don't worry. They'll find another lever. It's Barcelona. They'll find another lever. Laporta would sell his mom before he lets that club
more
go broke.
levers than a physics lab, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Rishi.
So what's the topic of discussion? I kind of joined in a hurry. So, what are we talking about right now?
Do you
Just,
like Marcus Rashford, Rishi?
Yeah.
As in, like him how? As
Just
a player?
As a player.
Any meaning of the word.
Yeah.
As
Any
a
meaning, yeah.
as a player,
Do you
no.
fancy him?
Yeah, do you
As
fancy
a-
the guy? Like, I think he's attractive. I think he's a good looking dude. Like,
I just meant fancy him as a player, but okay, Shane.
Brother, have you seen the nose on that guy? I mean, so anyway, as a player, I do not like him. I think I've spoken on his looks already. As a person, I do not like him even more because I'll tell you guys what, this is something that escapes a lot of people. All of the, feeding the kids, helping them get through COVID, that is fantastic stuff. No doubt. No one can even argue that he was doing God's work at that time. But what I feel is slowly it started getting to him. And I think he started buying his own hype, and that is where someone's downfall begins. Not a lot of people clock this, but when the Greenwood scandal first broke out, the day after that, on his Twitter, he put up a picture with his partner at the time, and the caption said, "Together through thick and thin." Now, I don't know what other people read it as, but I read it as a clear attempt to absorb some of the following that Greenwood had lost. Here was a black man who was accused of beating his partner. And here was another black man who was with his partner at the time. And he was faithful to her. And they were getting through bad times together. It was a clear attempt by either him or by his PR team, whatever. For me, the player and his representatives are the same entity. That is when I first started losing respect for Rashford. And then his subsequent shenanigans in the way he treated the club, those have been secondary. I like to see what a person is like. Guys, Ryan Giggs is one of my favorite players of all time. He was the first United shirt that I bought. But the moment I learned about the shit that he did with his brother, the allegations around him, which made him resign from the Wales job, I mean, it's indefensible, guys. Come on, right? You leave the stuff on the pitch, and with Rashford, there is nothing to hang on to even on the pitch. So I do not want that player back. My worry is that these people might ask a McKenna or an Ollie, they might ask him, do you fancy Rashi? And he might say yes, because he's a company man through and through. And now that they don't want to spend on wingers again, they might look at it as, okay, if we bring Rashford back, it's £300,000 a week. There's no question of a Champions League bonus because under Ollie, we are not qualifying for Champions League at all. they might look at it as 15 million pounds spent this year, and they might say, okay, let's do it, because let's bite the bullet this season, because it's better than spending whatever 80 million euro on Diomande or 90 million euro on Diomande plus his 150,000 pound salary. That'll cost them a lot more. So it makes sense to go for a Rashford. So I don't want that person back at my club, guys. He's disrespected the fans enough. He's disrespected the badge enough. He shouldn't be back.
You're muted, Andy.
Yeah, everyone's in agreement there. I don't think anyone wants Rashford back, but I think, listen, the question is, with this club, I'm just so done in terms of expecting any sort of sensible decision making that I could see them doing it. Right? I could totally. I'll tell you what, if we lose against City and Arsenal, and let's say Acuna gets injured, we might just recall him by the end of this summer, this window.
No, he's not coming back now. Yeah, by the end of this summer, not this window though. Rashford needs to accept that as well, because he's settled in Barcelona for this season. I think he's already almost there on the plane to the World Cup, because Tuchel loves him and he's in good form. God bless him, he's in good form in Barcelona. That's the only thing that gives me hope, because Barcelona might think, okay, it's 30 million, let's go for him. So, by the way, Andy, I want to offer, from what I said, I want to play devil's advocate. And I want to offer the counterpoint to what I just said. This board might think that, okay, 15 million pounds is a less price, but if you look at it from their perspective, 30 million is the transfer fee. Sorry, forgive me. 30 million is the transfer fee. He makes 20 million euros salary, and we haven't paid him anything this year. We're not paying him anything next year if we sell him. And then the final year of his contract. They might look at it as 30 million and then 60 million saved in salary. They might look at it as 90 million gained, and they might use that to put towards another player. I'm just saying something like, it's a lot of money. This is a penny pinching time, because they need to pinch pennies. They're looking to offload our best player of the last 10 years because he's making a lot of money. So that's my
I
that's
mean, yeah,
my
but
only hope
Rashford
here.
makes more than him, and we'd be stipulated to pay that amount that's on his contract already. So he took a wage cut to go to Barcelona because that's the move that he preferred. So
No, which is
wouldn't take a
what I
wage
said,
cut to come
Shailin.
back.
No, which is what I said. This is the reason why they might offload Rashford, because this is a penny pinching board. Although I said that it makes sense for them to bring him back, because they won't have to spend on another player, on another winger. But they, like, following my own logic, they might say, okay, if we don't pay him for the last 3 years and we also sell him, like we haven't paid him this year, and then we don't pay him the next 2 years if we sell him, that's 20 million euro per year saved, and 30 million gained. So that's a net 90 million difference.
Yeah, but like so when he went to Villa, I think we were still paying like 75,000, 80,000 of his salary, based on Capology,
Yeah.
and so he was getting paid 250 grand from Villa, and I actually think there's a good shout that maybe Villa might be in for him, because Morgan Rogers might be sold in the summer, right? So the good thing for us is that he's done well enough at Barcelona, even for his own case. Because listen, Barcelona might pay the 30 mil and be like, "Yo, we're gonna give you 200K a week," because they're trying to penny pinch themselves. So there's a good chance he's open to go to PSG, to Bayern Munich. There's a lot of clubs out there that could use a player like Marcus Rashford, because Kane might leave Bayern Munich this summer, right? We could have maybe some Italian team is in for him, like Juventus or someone. They're sick of using Vlahovic for all this time. They're like, we might give you the wages. There's just a lot of clubs out there that are potentially interested.
Yeah. You're right. That might happen. I think someone like Marcus Rashford has a lot to offer in a weaker league. Mm. And you're also right. Interesting about Morgan Rogers. Who do you think will buy him?
Morgan Rogers.
Yeah.
He's gonna go
Al
for
Hilal?
120 at least, right?
Hmm.
What do you guys think his price is gonna be? Let's start there.
I don't think he's going for 120. That is
Really?
not a. That's not a player that's worth that much.
I agree with you, but he's already worth 70 million according to Transfermarkt. He's 23 years old, and he's got 7 goals and 4 assists, and like most of them being bangers. And he's like 6'1",
Yeah,
decent height. He's gonna have a great World Cup as well. You don't think he goes for 100 million or something like that?
I would be really shocked if he does. But I don't really know what team is affording 100 million that needs a
So
player.
he
of that.
signed a new contract in November.
You know what? I'm
Months
gonna
ago.
I'm gonna repeat something. I mean, I'm not gonna repeat something. There was a player who went from Villa to City for 100 million pounds.
Yeah,
I think history might repeat itself.
No.
there's a good
This is the
chance.
new
After
this is the new Jackie
Semenyo?
G.
Really?
No, this
After
is yeah, of
Semenyo
course.
too, man?
They're gonna once they offload Marmoush, Morgan Rogers is an easy buy because I'll tell you what, Marmoush
I
is on.
thought, I thought the Semenyo deal was to counter the offloading of Marmouche. I didn't think that it'd be
No,
Morgan
they
Rogers.
could sell Savino, they could sell Marmouche, they could sell Oscar Bob, and then they need another
okay.
player.
Yeah.
Oscar
Fair
Bob's
enough.
out of there.
Marmouche- I'll tell you, Marmouche has Barcelona written all over him. And this is regardless of whether they go for Rashford or not, because I think Rafinha is like turning 30. You know, he's not getting any younger. Let me look at Rafinha here.
The thing is, I don't really see it as like he goes for like 100 million though. Like that's just like if it's any one of those like three, like you know,
But-
like, I'm seeing Liverpool, Arsenal, and like Man City. Like right, those are probably the 3 in the Premier League that can afford to
But
pay
Liverpool
Villa what they
doesn't
want.
have the space on the squad. I mean, they have enough of those attacking
Liverpool
players.
will. Salah's going. That guy's gone at the end by summer. I'm pretty sure he's left. See, they're a little smarter than us because they won't publicly like fall out with the player. They'll do it in private. They made it seem like a really great thing, right? Like he came back, apologized for his comments and stuff like that. That was probably just like, hey, like, look, we'll get you what you want at the end of summer, but you know, for you to get the best move and for us to get the most amount of value, like this is what it's going to need to be like. So we'll tell Slot that he's got to pay you or play you, sorry, and then we just go from there. So like, but I don't think Salah stays next year at Liverpool. I'm pretty sure he's probably has a move already engineered away. So Liverpool probably makes the most amount of sense for him to go to, right? Because like, hey, there's probably a place where he can fit in. But I don't know, man. They got burned by Isak, so I don't know if they're going to be willing to spend like 120 again on another Premier League player. So.
I think Morgan Rogers is not a 100 million player, but he's easily an 80 million player. He can be
No, guys, I'm telling you, by the end of the season, there will be someone stupid enough to pay that money for him. I agree with you guys. He doesn't have anything explosive to his game. He doesn't even look like Grealish did when Grealish was at Villa. But this guy is going to go, mark my words, for more than 95. So, you know, maybe it's 99, 98, but someone's going to pay 100 million for him.
Oof.
Andy, let's keep aside the players that we definitely should not and will not go for. You think we are stupid enough to pay 100 million for him?
Bro, we're stupid enough to pay 100 million for Dan James.
No, we're not, guys. Come on. I know that these guys they won. We don't even have 100 million to spend on a guy. Like, come on, like where
yeah, that's the thing that's saving us.
Yeah.
No, but Shailin, you said it yesterday, right? On the stream yesterday, you said that there might be a situation where we have to spend 300-400 million to bring the fans on site because an Ollie shits the bed.
Oh, like yeah,
and
if
we don't get into
make
Europe.
any Yeah, if we don't make Champions League
Yeah.
or any sort of European competition, we one, have the flexibility to do so, and two, probably will, because it'll quiet protests. But we are not gonna.
Yeah. By the way,
yeah.
Shaylin, you say we won't spend 100 mil for Tangent. We spent 90 million on a fidget spinner. Okay. And that was under Glazers,
okay.
but Ineos are worse than the Glazers. Like
No, I get that they're okay. Well, no, not really. Okay, like I'm gonna have to do a lot of walking this.
Shaylin's
really
struggling to
earning that
justify
money.
his salary right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy what you're saying. It's like, we're gonna spend this much money on no, we're not doing this. I mean, I get they're kind of dumb, but they're not that.
Shaylin, allow me to present the scenario. We finish 8th. Okay. The summer is far away. We approach an Elliot Anderson for a 100 million pound move. Marinakis throws his Tzatziki into our face. We come back and wipe it out with a kitchen towel. And we say, okay, let's throw 120. Marinakis is very interested. Fabrizio earns his bread for the summer in the first week before the World Cup. And then Elliot Anderson says the same thing which every good British clean-cut lad says. Guys, I'm focused on the England national team. I'm focused on the summer. And then while the public pressure is mounting, we all wonder, okay, what do we do? And the only way to quiet the protests is do something right now. And Villa says, lads, I have a crisp, young, smart-looking English professional who has banged in a bunch of goals last season, right? He's yours for 100 million, 20 million less than Elliot Anderson.
This is semi-realistic. I can see this playing out, but please, this is not gonna. I just hope that most of our fans are just focused on the World Cup and whatever teams that they support, so that they don't bring on a bunch of noise as a result. But oh my god, if this happens, Rishi, there's some bad juju out there. Whenever Pogba, we gotta bring him back to be you need to explain what pig has been buried under Old Trafford to get us.
Wasn't it a hyena? It was a hyena, right?
Yeah, whatever hyena it is. I don't know what. It could be a pig.
Yeah.
It could be a hyena. It could be both, right? For all that matters. But
hey, Semix, how are you feeling, man? How are you feeling after losing that $100 in Vegas?
Yeah, that was rough, dude. That was rough. I really thought they were gonna win, and it was the dumbest bet ever. I usually don't make bets that pay less than you gamble. I only was gonna win $70.
I saw your thing. Yeah, for $70 you lost 100.
Yeah, I lost.
On this
I
team,
usually don't do that, but honestly,
to be fair, Shea Lacey hit the bar, and you must have been like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, no, that kid almost made my day. Yeah, it was really upsetting. I was in Vegas, when in Rome, and I just wanted something to kind of root for, to be honest, because I was like you guys. I mean, you were on the stream going United DNA, United. I was watching you on my phone go, dude, he's loving this United DNA chant. And I just needed something to root for, and for a little while I thought we had it. I thought we had it in the bag when Šeško scored the second goal, and then we let it go again. It's the same old story.
What though? Next time we're in a similar position, because let's be honest, Ineos, right? You would be better off just putting money on draw or loss for United, because then either way you come out
paid double. It was 160 payout for the 100, so I would have made more than double my money if I would have bet that on the draw.
For draw,
yeah,
or for draw or loss.
Draw.
Yeah.
No, loss was actually loss was even more.
Of course, yeah.
100, so I would have got 200. Yeah, man. So I risked 100 for $70, and even then I lost.
Yeah. What does $70 even get you at the Venetian? Like a bottle of water?
I would have got one more drink. One more. Yeah. But it was a good time. I had a good time, and I got to reflect a lot. But now I'm hearing you guys, and then I'm back into the stress and the chaos of it all, because I got to reflect a lot. And I started thinking what if this was a good thing? What if we're moving in the right direction? What if it had to happen? Look, Ruben Amorim made it so there was no other outcome. That day when he went and had that press conference, he made it so there was no other outcome but to sack him. But then again, I could also say that they put him in that position. They pushed him against the wall and made him decide, are you going to play ball or are you going to keep being you? And he was like, I'm going to keep being me. But they needed to part ways, and now you guys are making me worry about all this stuff you think is going to happen in the summertime. And to me, honestly, I just the one thing that is going to tell me everything is how the next 5 to 6 weeks go. Once we pick an interim, how we treat and assess our sporting director and what they've done is going to tell me a lot about Enios and how we move forward. If I was telling James this today, because we did the Three Devils podcast earlier, and me and James had a chance to have a little bit of a conversation before we shot, and we said that if we go into this summer with a plan to interview 20 managers to select one, then they haven't learned anything, and we're not going to change. If they go into this summer with 1 or 2 targets, I'm going to feel a lot better, especially if those targets resemble each other. That's very important also when it comes to recruitment. You guys were talking about Elliot Anderson 5 minutes ago. If it's Elliot Anderson, if it's Frankie de Jong or Casemiro, then we haven't learned anything because they're completely different. They're not the same profile whatsoever. So if we start hearing about managers that aren't of the same profile, which, by the way, that's what we're hearing right now. I mean, all the managers I've heard, none of them are the same. If we start hearing about managers that are the same profile and only 2 or 3 of them, and recruiting like midfielders of the same profile but only 2 or 3 of them, then I'm going to feel a lot better about maybe these people have learned from their mistakes. But if we start hearing about everyone under the sun as a candidate and we're going to interview everybody and their mom, then I'm going to be, sitting right here with you guys going, dude, I don't know if it's going to work, because to me it looks like they're just throwing darts up against the board and going, let's do that.
So, Meeks, do you think, I know for what it's worth, it didn't look good on Amram in the last press conference and even the one before it. I get that. You think that our sporting director still survives as well?
It's going to come down to, listen, man, like, he's cost us a lot. Whether we like to, I don't know how they spin this, but Jason Wilcox is also part of the reason why Dan Ashworth got let go. Right? Because he was there, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe obviously said, I'm going to go with this guy's word instead of Dan Ashworth. Not that I'm saying Dan was a great sporting director or whatever, but it was trusting Wilcox and trusting Barada that sent Dan Ashworth packing. Trusting Wilcox, I guess, kept Eric Ten Hag around. I mean, I don't see why we would keep Eric Ten Hag around if Wilcox and Barada were sitting there saying, hey, we should let him go after he won that FA Cup. Right? And now this is the next mistake, because when the stories I'm reading are saying things like Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Jason Wilcox wanted Amram to be open-minded and switch to a back four system. This guy has told you he doesn't want to do it. He even trained the back four system in training, and then last minute would change his plan right before a game because he obviously doesn't have confidence in it. He doesn't believe in it. It's not his thing. He doesn't want to do it. And then you still have a conversation with him. And obviously in that conversation, you made him feel like he is nothing but a coach, or else he wouldn't say, I'm here to manage. I'm not here to coach. He must have made him feel like you're nothing but a coach. You do what I say.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, or form, right?
So, Meeks, what's really, really interesting, because it just came to me as you said it, right? Like you must have said something in the conversation that made him feel like X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff that we're getting is that, like, oh, there was an argument like right before, I think it was like right before one of the games. I just don't remember exactly which one, between Wilcox and Amram. Like, who initiated it?
Oh, it can't. Right. It's not Amarin. Amarin didn't go to his office and go, "Hey, by the way, I'm not playing a back four. F you." You know what I'm saying? It was Wilcox going, "Hey, why didn't you play the back four? I thought we talked about this. I thought we discussed this. You know, why are you sticking to your style? It's not working. You know, we're not winning." And the manager probably said, "Dude, I'm the manager. I choose what style I play. You're the sporting director. Go get me the players that are going to make it work." And that's probably where if it was me, that's what I would have said, right? I would have said, I choose what style we play. You bring in the players to make it work. That's your job. And the other guy probably said, no, you play what I tell you to play, and I bring in the players that I'm going to bring in, right? Like it became a measuring contest.
Sorry, what was that?
A measuring contest.
A tape measuring contest?
No, a measuring contest. Did you hear that one?
We're gonna be here till tomorrow. Yeah. So listen, the juvenile jokes aside, I'm gonna give you the top 12 managers that are odds on to become the next Man United manager, and I want to hear
12 names.
I have 12. I have like 30 names here from the sportsbook aggregators, but I'll give you 12 names.
Is Mark Goldbridge on it?
What's that?
Is Mark Goldbridge on it?
No, but Wayne Rooney is.
Oh my god.
Okay, he's not in the top 12 though, so thank God.
Is Wayne Rooney 10,001? Like, what's the odds if someone bets on that? Who would bet on it? Is what I'm trying to see.
Wayne Rooney is 66-1.
That's not enough. All right, go on.
Cheeky £5, bro. Come on, why not?
Okay. Anyways, so hold on. We're gonna start with Mauricio Pochettino. Would you want him?
No,
dude.
Do I need a quick one sentence why?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Good guy, hasn't won a lot. Decent attacking football, but I think very
good guy. You know, he'll take care of your dog if you're going away.
Decent attacking football, but doesn't have such complicated patterns. It's very rudimentally fundamental patterns, but and not much rest defense like strength. Not so defensive. Very easy to counter against if something goes wrong. And with our players, something always goes wrong.
He also doesn't.
Andy, is he number 1 on that list, or is he like number 12?
No, number 12. I'm going down to up.
Oh, okay. All right.
We would be hearing if Pochettino was number 1. Okay, number 11 on the list is Andoni Iraola.
I don't want him because I have a big problem with using the word Premier League proven when proven to me means you finish in the top 3 consistently. So that's Premier League experienced. He needs another job, a better job than what he's had to prove that he can finish in the top 6 consistently before he becomes someone that I would consider.
I also need to qualify that this is, I think, the next, as in including the interims. So that's why these odds might be a little bit here and there, right? Unai Emery.
I'd take him. I'm not a big fan of his brand of football, but he's definitely experienced enough, good enough, and smart enough to do it. He just doesn't have anything groundbreaking, so it's not going to be so interesting for me to set up.
Also, nothing endearing about the guy. Like, once he threw that sweater, me and him are done. Like, that jacket that he spiked onto the ground.
That's all it took, huh? You're like, what if he threw the sweater while he was managing for you? What if the sweater throw was because
I'd be like, sir, you can't litter here.
What if from 0.4 XG we get 4 goals? What if he's the guy that gets us to beat Liverpool 7-0? Would you not take that?
That is the easiest case you have made so far for us to go get Morgan Rogers. Okay, we go get Unai Emery and we go get Morgan Rogers, and then we all have a bad evening. You know what I'm saying?
If that means at Old Trafford we get to experience a 7-0, let's do it. Like,
what's that?
Does anyone know how long Unai Emery has left on his contract? I only ask because I have a gut feeling we are not going to get a manager we're going to pay for.
No, he also has all the power at Villa. Like, there's no way he leaves.
I just think that there's too many free managers this summer. There's too many managers we don't have to pay for. The question
is just like, let's forget about the circumstances. It's whether you want him or not. And Shaylin, give us your thoughts as well.
I'd take him, but he'd be the bottom of my list of the ones I take.
Okay, well, it's number 10 on this list anyways. Shaylin, is this the 3 managers we spoke about so far? Pochettino, Iraola, Emery. Would you take any of them?
None of them inspire great confidence.
Yeah, none of them.
Iraola probably needs to say 10 more words than he actually does inside of a press conference and actually be somewhat charming a bit before he gets like slated on by Gary Neville. Like he doesn't talk a lot or whatever. He's gonna come out with some stupid crap. Like he's gonna need to like go back.
And then cut to Gary Neville saying in the overlap that I think managers should speak less. you know, because
exactly.
the back three, that suggestion he was giving to Ten Hag that came out after Amram got sacked.
Yeah, and he's like, I can't.
So
Yeah,
some of the
Move on.
names that I'm going to go through now, because we did number 12, 11, and 10. So some of the names I'm going to go through are going to be more for the interim than the full time, right? Because that's the nature of the odds. Frank Lampard.
Oh no.
Dude,
oh no, I can't believe that's on the list.
I can see it happening because Sir Jim has a hard on for Chelsea. And he would just be like, you know what? He would manage Chelsea. We might as well get him. So,
we need Mainu to turn into a Frank Lampard.
No, the only thing about that is Mason Mount would get the captain's armband.
Yeah. Mason Mount
nothing wrong with
starting
money
in goal
makes,
and
bro.
striker. Okay, now we get a little serious. Oliver Glasner.
What, Shaylin? I'm waiting for Shaylin. I'm not going to give my answer away.
Oh man, okay. If we do this, it would be a pretty smart move in my mind. Not because I think he'll play back three or anything like that, but to win something with Crystal Palace is kind of a really credible statement for me. Like that's actually pretty impressive. You know, like Palace is
a
a
big
club.
no for me. It's a big fat no. He's got nothing but runners on that team, and we've got the opposite. And I don't know. And he doesn't even win that often with those runners. Yes, he won something, but I don't want Oliver Glasner. And like his press conferences suck. Like everything about him, I'm like, no, I don't. Plus, why did we just like fire a manager, sack a manager for playing a back three system? And no, first of all, I don't want a manager who even like ever plays back three, because I don't want to feel like we sacked a good manager because we couldn't get along.
Shaylin's losing some supporters in the chat. Sean's like, "Are you kidding me?" By the way, have you guys heard this?
I'm being serious. Why are you laughing for? Why are you laughing for? I'm being serious. I'm being serious.
I've got it on the soundboard. That's a Liverpool fan being like,
That's
are you serious?
In my defense, I'm in Discord. I've been getting rage baited all day. And when you said Glasner, I was like, oh, this is my opportunity to get back at some folks.
Oh, no, you meant it. Don't do that. You know you meant it. There's a part of you that wouldn't mind Glasner, and you would think it was smart.
You're right. I wouldn't mind him.
Smart.
But
wait, are you serious, Shaylin? You wouldn't mind him?
He's not.
Why are you laughing for? Why are you laughing for? I'm being serious. I'm being serious.
It's about the structure. Think about the structure.
I don't deal in if, buts, and maybes.
Your whole soundboard is Jamie Carragher. Is that real?
No, this is a Liverpool fan who's outside Anfield or whatever, and they're asking him a question, and he's like, Sadio Mane is gonna win the Ballon d'Or or something, and someone starts laughing, and he's like, I'm being cheerish. That's
not Jamie Carragher?
No.
Is he impersonating Jamie Carragher? This is
bro. He's doing the Liverpudlian accent.
So like everybody there talks like that.
Yeah. Are you just realizing this, bro?
Yeah, I'm just realizing. I didn't know everybody there talked like that. That's got to be.
Wait, so you just thought Jamie Carragher's the only guy who sounds like that in Liverpool?
Shemtix, you need to use your buzzer because I'm gonna go off at this Shaylin laugh. Oliver Glasner, are you serious?
Why are you laughing for?
Serious?
Why are you laughing for? I'm being serious. I'm being serious.
But like, you can't tell me all of them haven't been through puberty. Like, why do they all have no bass in their voice? Everybody sounds like that.
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah.
Liverpool, unfortunately, like it wasn't a wealthy city, like really.
What does that have to do with puberty? Like, what does it have to do with?
They don't have.
No, Shaylin, you've been spending way too much time with Ayush and Raphael, man. What is that take, dude? What is that take, brother?
So they sound like that, dude. It has nothing to do with money.
No, like
there's
they
no
didn't.
nutrients. There's no food there.
Yeah, there's
like
no
they didn't
protein.
develop properly, so they all
Yeah.
came up with this accent, and that's why
You look at Wayne Rooney, dude. There's not much going up there, going on up there. It's
But
because
Hey, relax. Shea Lacey, though.
Yeah,
That's
Shea
the
Lacey.
last Scouse lad we got left. Come on.
yeah, because we've been giving him the good nutrients at the under whatever.
Shot,
Under-
I can't read the
whenever he's
comments.
got
What's
here.
everybody saying about Glasner?
Oh,
Is there
they're shitting on him, brother. The comment they've all left the stream now. They heard Shaylin say that's a great credible shout, and they all said, "Man, what the hell, Glasner? That Donnie? Come on, bro." And I love Shaylin like a brother, right? But I have to keep it 100. Hell no, dude. Are you kidding me? He's not a United. Dude, whatever.
There's a great Belgian manager, or managed Belgian once. Roberto Martinez won an FA Cup at Wigan.
No.
Thank
what
you,
are
Hammer
doing?
87
Dude, no.
93
Oh,
for-
my God, bro. He
for
better not
bringing
even
me
be
back.
in the list that Andy was reading off of. Roberto Martinez is not on the list, is he, Andy?
No, he's not. He's just making a super chat
Just
as a point.
Sammy just said a sentence with so much hope. He's never said a sentence with more hope. Imagine the number one name is Roberto Martinez. If Ronaldo came back, we're getting Roberto Martinez, by the way. But
I don't think I'm giving Americans a good name, and that's probably why the English crowd.
Why are you laughing for? Why are you laughing for? I'm being
No,
serious.
you
I'm being
guys,
serious.
if you see a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde from me, it's because at nights I get into my real darkness.
oh, he
That's
just
just-
completed
I
Ocean's
mourn
14,
everything.
guys. He's coming back from Ocean's 14.
brother. Why do you think Shemteeks is so happy, man? We were able to pull off the greatest heist, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, did you
We
go
went to
rob
the-
a kebab store together? Is that the Armenian heist?
Oh, okay, buddy. All right, man. You didn't think the stream
guys.
was gonna get this direction. Go ahead.
Okay, we should.
Guys,
I'll
on,
be
hold on.
serious.
Let's
I'll be
go.
serious.
Yeah, let's
Are you
go back.
serious? Are you serious?
Seriously, guys, we went through Frank Lampard as a name and we didn't get this much hate. Glasner is being talked about with this much hate. But anyways, so we talked about Glasner, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Name number 7 betting odds is Ruud van Nistelrooy. And again, this is the interim guy.
Interim position.
Yeah, for the interim position.
I have no feelings either way. Wasn't he laughed out the gaff when he went back to fucking Netherlands? Come on.
Yeah.
I think so, but apparently at United, there's a feeling that we should have.
Kept him for a while.
Yeah, we
That's
should have
just-
given him some
it
more
was
time.
You know what I
like,
hate
it was
is
Rosen
United fans. They don't know what the hell they want. They
You
say
guys
they
remember
want that we let him loose too early. Then they say we should have given him time. Then we say,
No, but-
oh, we should have. It's like,
Sean,
dude,
to be fair, they weren't going to let him go. He said he was going to sit and talk to Ruben and see if he wanted him on the coaching staff. Ruud actually said that, right? He said, I want to talk to Ruben, see if he wants me on the coaching staff. And Ruben was like, no, thanks.
that's like asking my ex if she wants to just come chill with my new girlfriend. That's not
And
gonna happen, dude.
I think,
This shit's over. Man.
I think Ruud was only on.
I wonder what Ed
odds.
feels about
your
that.
shot. You know what I mean?
No,
sure
I'm just saying. It's like brother. It's like, listen, we really enjoyed you. You were great for us. It's like asking my rebound if she wants to hang out with my new girl. Like, come on, that was never gonna happen. Never.
No, but Ruud was only on Ten Hag's coaching staff because they actually, fired Ten
Yeah.
Hag's assistants, right?
By
And
the
then they
way,
were like, "You need
when
to
the
bring
board
this guy."
starts doing stuff like that, that's when it's like that rabbit meme. Look at the time.
I had somebody in my comments today telling me I have way more faith in Ineos than I ever did in Ruben Amorim. And I was like, even if you had zero faith in Ruben Amorim, like he was the guy appointed by Ineos and then sacked by him in 14 months. So how are you having any faith in the guy? Like Ineos is owning that L. That L is all over Ineos's face, right?
They own the L because their decision matrix was fucked. Because if you're gonna do it on results, do it in October. If you're gonna do it on merit, do it at the beginning, the moment he said, "Oh, I need my players." Do it at Grimsby, because remember we heard the same themes in this press conference that we heard at Grimsby. It says you're not going to change all the players, you're going to change the man. Foreshadowing, he's asked for all new players before then. So I mean, but I don't blame it on him. Obviously, most of the blame is on you, bro. I'm reading the comments. Everyone's like, "Oh, dude, Sean is like Ineos. Sean's an Ineos defender. Sean's Amram out, all this stuff. I'm like, first off, nobody gives a shit about what I think. But if you guys do want to hear it, no, I loved Amram. I still do. But I can admit that.
Where are these comments? Where are you reading these comments, bro?
I read them. I replied them, and then I don't know. Maybe they get flagged on YouTube. I sent some bots. Anyways, so like, I'm looking. It's just like people are so in one camp or the other.
You can be Amram like in, and also understand that relationship was never going to work. Like that's where I'm at.
Thank you, Semix.
Like you don't have
also,
to like.
I'll go a step further. He deserved to be fired.
Yeah, he asked for it. Like he literally was like, "I'm this."
But
I'm
same
that,
token, guys, Semix, Andy, I also think that a competent, like, okay, he is he could have been an elite manager. He could have been someone that we had the chops to lead us back to the title. I 100% believe that. So if you identified that this was the guy in some world, some Doctor Strange permutation, you could rectify this type of mishap. You could have said, "Whoa, that was kind of crazy, man."
It's not even that
kind of meet in the middle.
Far-fetched though. Like realistically, if we give him a midfielder instead of getting him a striker in the summer, we're probably significantly better, right? Like we've seen Baleba have the ability to boss a midfield, especially in a good team. That Cameroon team is bad. I was watching it
today. By the way, I'm going to put my hand up for the Baleba. I was #1 Baleba slanderer at the beginning of the season because I just said this guy's not it. Come to find out, this guy's a human being. He was going through some personal family stuff. I completely, utterly take it back. Everything I was saying about he doesn't have the minerals, because what I saw at AFCON, that guy is the only one of the 3 elite midfielders that I think could be 120 mil plus. Like he's that good. Okay, so
he looked like Cameroon's best player, and Mbeumo plays there.
Yeah,
I agree with everything you guys are saying. I think that we can't miss out on him because he does want to join too, and I can't say the same for the other 2 guys because I don't know if the other 2 guys are gonna ever want to join. This guy wants to join, but he might cost 85 or more. I don't know if we have the stomach for it.
It's gonna be 100. It's gonna be 100, right?
I still think it's gonna be 100. I think it'll be 75, 10.
85 in add-ons to 100. But point is, I don't even think we have a stomach for 85. Like even if it was just 85 without add-ons, like just 85.
It might even be like 75 plus 25. Because I think Brighton will want to save face and show that they could get 100 still for a player like that, and they bought him for like 30, so that's a huge return.
Speaking of, the stomach for that much money, when we heard the news, I think it was last night. No, it was yesterday with the Yan Diomande bid. I was watching some. This is how deep in it I am. I was watching an Instagram live of Yan Diomande, a freaking 18-year-old in French. And he was basically saying, "Oh, it's my dad's dream to play for Liverpool. I love Liverpool. I'm a huge fan." I hate that. I hate that so much because we had the opposite happen to us with Ekitike.
Yeah,
dude.
So he's gonna walk alone.
Say something about Yan Diomande. You guys realize that it's only been a year since he was playing high school soccer in Miami, right?
Yes. Yeah. Wasn't he IMG? Semix?
No, DME.
DM me. But guys, like, I don't know if this kid's ready to come to Manchester United. Are you serious? Like, he should be somebody we should have recruited right out of Miami to go into our academy, not someone we are now going to.
That would require scouting. That would require scouting.
Oh, well, yeah. It would require scouting, planning.
I guarantee you one of the 40 coaches scouts we fired recommended him, and we just let them go.
Even if they did, there's going to be
maybe that's why we got Sansoni to do the data analytics. Maybe he's trying to figure out what's the quickest way to get from Manchester to South America, US, and maybe it might be by F1 car. But I think there's like an ocean in between. So
like
Ineos Grenadier, bro.
Spurs just locked up the left back from Santos, and I'm just sitting there going like, dude, we've been talking for 2 years.
He looks good too.
That we're going to start, getting people from South America. When we said South America, I literally thought we were going to look at Brazil and Argentina. We haven't gotten one from those countries yet. We keep getting Ecuador.
And don't we need a left wing back too? Like Jesus. But anyways, guys, we still have 6 names left. Okay, on the managerial merry-go-round.
You're rage baiting me, man.
Thomas Tuchel is the next guy. I don't think that's a rage bait.
I only want him for one reason. He would yell at our managers and our bosses. All the higher ups would get a mouthful from him every meeting, and I'm totally good with that.
And he's as tall as Sir Jim, so like they could square up potentially too.
Oh, you think we get a handshake? You think we get a handshake? Conte, Tuchel, repeat?
Guys, the football is turgid.
Yes.
They call him Tuchel.
A summer transfer window or a January transfer window go by just because like they don't feel like spending. Like he's not going to sit back and just be like, oh, okay, I'll just work with what I got.
Be so careful with what you wish for with Tuchel.
No, I don't want Tuchel. I said I'd be okay with that because I wouldn't be like, oh my God, this isn't what I want. I'd be like, this is going to last about 18 months. So let's watch this shit storm.
But isn't he the only name we're linked with that's won a Champions League?
Yeah.
Ancelotti.
I mean, dude, there's no way Carlo takes that seriously,
I want even less than Tuchel because he's not really a system guy at all. He's just like managing ego.
I mean,
who's
I kind of just want to
for Brian
for the same thing. I kind of just want to see it. You know, why not?
So you're real quiet there, bro.
He's so used to working with like talented players.
Tuchel, talented players. They're just not as talented as everyone else.
Oh, they're talented compared to our under 18 team. Shaylin, Tuchel?
No.
Good.
Why not?
We brought it back. This is Jens Glasner, by the way. This is Jens Glasner, by the way.
Dude, no.
Rescind it. Rescind it. I can't let you. I can't be associated with you if you say yes, Glasner, and no Tuchel.
You're going up the list, right? Did you say Carlo Ancelotti because he's right after Tuchel?
No,
I'm just wondering.
That was me just shouting out a random name.
Tuchel so far.
We got our top 5 now. Number 5, Luis Enrique.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
No way.
Okay. But now, listen. We're cooking.
I'll drive him. I'll fly him.
Yeah.
I'll get.
And talk about a good man.
No, you guys spoke like an Ineos employee. You know, you drive him, not fly him out there.
You guys know how Luis Enrique is very like peaceful, like likes to, he freaking walks around with like no shoes on to feel the earth under his feet, and he like, we would drive him crazy.
Him and Rafael.
By the time he left Manchester United, he'd be cursing up a storm. He'd be a completely different man.
But real talk. If we want to talk about like character of men, he's the only person that I could see. He got Ousmane Dembele to press like a monster. He sat down Mbappe.
Change out of Mbappe as well.
He literally. I would kill for that. So that if we talk about culture change, he's the same level as Amram. Better, sure. Better.
Yeah, he's
better.
He's a different tier.
So,
he's a different tier.
No. He's my top one, and it's not even close.
Can I just say though, like, if we're
only
going
for 4 more names to come, by the way.
Is this? Are they even considering these type of people, or are they going to be like, oh, he has no Premier League?
Luis Enrique? No, they'll consider it. I'm sure they'll reach out to his agent and then just get slapped.
I mean, shit. We got a Liga Notch merchant who freaking made his Coventry striker get freaking 125 goals. Like, dude, they'll look at everything. Trust.
So now we got the 4 names, guys, and I'm looking at Shaylin with this name first.
Oh,
okay.
Southgate.
Yes, get Southgate.
Dude,
no way, Southgate's.
I swear, if you even emote, Shaylin, if you even so much as make me consider.
No. I got the controls. I'm the captain. Shaylin, you speak your mind.
This is like the meme. I'm the captain now.
No,
that's what I was trying to do. No. You cannot appoint Gareth Southgate. That is like an even more uninspiring manager.
Okay, why?
Could you like if you think Andoni Iraola is dull?
No, but like now you're just saying that because Sean just threatened you.
Yeah,
like,
that's how I feel.
Yeah, okay. Put our friendship aside. Like, could you even envision something?
Though. Okay, well then, okay, to walk back the whole Glasner thing then too. Then Sean.
I am okay. Hold on. Listen. You've got your own discretion. You say whatever you want.
Wait. Hold on. How about Gareth Southgate as the manager and then Glasner as his assistant?
That's never gonna happen. Honestly, you cannot hire.
What, Mickey Mouse is head of recruiting? Like, what the fuck?
If you hire,
that's already
Southgate,
there though. Like
you're
he's already
basically-
there.
That's already happening.
if you hire Southgate, this is just like you're just saying like if you're English, you're just gonna get whatever you want here.
No, but hold on. Let me look on its merit. I'm not saying I want him. I don't want him. I don't even. Let's ban him from Old Trafford and the
Dude,
new
wherever
Trafford that
you're
we're
going
building as
doesn't
well.
need to be said. If you're
Let's
gonna say,
ban his
I'm
ass.
not gonna
He's
say. I
trying.
want
He's
it.
trying. No, you don't.
Yeah,
Settings. Let him
you're
line.
trying to
I
put
gotta
this
hear this
umbrella
because
over you
this is
before you
so.
say
This
whatever
is.
you're about to
This
Hear
is.
me out. Hear me out. Okay. What did we see Southgate do as manager of England? Right.
If it's the
was
back
underachieved.
three, shit, don't.
No, yes. I'm saying more structurally though, right? Like everyone at the FA was in love with him. All the media was in love with him, right? All
That's
of these guys, the
because he
jobs
could
for the
turn
boys
around
guys.
a toxic
He would
dressing
get-
room.
He would
That's
get
why.
he would get the media support. He would figure out how to get the English boys, arm. He's like Ollie Plus or Ollie Pro Max.
It's not the same
Right?
job.
I
These
know. I
players are
hear you.
playing for
I hear
no
you.
money
when they come
I'm
play
not
for
saying I
England.
want him, Semis, but I'm
Dude,
saying
you're Nelsoning me so hard right now, and I'm getting so
Yeah, no,
triggered.
I'm-
that's
Dude,
being
this is
honest.
ridiculous. This is just thought
a lot
Olympics.
easier to get
I'm
people
being-
Everyone in the
hold on.
chat,
when they're not playing for
I'm
money.
being
everyone in the
they're
chat,
asking for you to get
like
kicked out.
put a like on this video for getting rage baited because I'm pissed right now. I can't even
I'm-
believe
I'm
Andy's
being
doing
Wait,
this.
honest.
I meant
dude.
to say
Sir
that too
Jim-
when I first
Sir
joined.
Jim would
Only
want
20
him.
likes when I joined, dude. That's a shame on
20
everybody who's
likes.
watching.
That is scandalous.
Click the like, please. Like, let's get it up above 50.
Yeah.
Like, are you
And
kidding me?
listen,
We got Semix back from Vegas. We got Shaylin giving us the inside.
On Glasner love.
You got me just in
Glasner
my depressive
Most
episode remembering about Amram. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
It's content.
No, but I'm serious. Okay, hold on. Is there a chance, yes or no, that Gary Neville recommends Southgate as the next guy?
He's
Sir
already
Jim.
done it.
Gary Neville?
He's already done it.
What the f
So-
does Gary Neville have to do with this shit?
Bro, he's the guy at the head of
big
Ineos.
impression
Have
on
you not heard?
You don't know this? You
Semis
don't know my
just came back from
conspiracy theory
Vegas
behind
missing
this?
all the context.
Okay,
No,
I'll
dude.
briefly explain this to you, okay,
Yeah.
Semix? So Gary Neville has a construction company in Manchester, right? What are we trying to do in Manchester? We're trying to rebuild or regenerate that entire area.
He's not the only one with a
I
tractor.
get
bro.
it. I get it. But who supported the bid publicly for Ineos? Gary Neville did. Who is now
the
on the
mayor.
board of the new Trafford, the new Trafford Stadium project. Gary Neville is. If you don't think he doesn't have any sort of influence in what Sir Jim is thinking or doing, even operationally at the club, then Sir Jim himself has admitted that he listens to Gary Neville's podcast, like the one that he does.
Bro,
after
not
games.
just that. Amram name checked Gary Neville
That's the
in the
only
press
thing that I'm
conference.
buying
multiple
is
times.
Amram said it because Amram said if Gary Neville has a problem, and we have to change.
Yeah,
our way
because
of
Gary
thinking.
Neville's been
That's the
bitching
only
to Sir
reason why I
Jim,
could actually believe this.
and Sir Jim wanted us to play a back four. By the way, there's credible information that's come out that said Sir Jim was the first guy to want us to play a back four, and he was using Wilcox as a puppet to fight with Amram on it.
Which makes Wilcox less of a man. Like, I need to know that there's people in the organization that could look at the owners and go, hey, man, you guys don't know what you're talking about, in a polite way. And F off.
There
basically.
is one guy. He's just never going to say it.
We need Roan to go to Manchester United headquarters. He has no problem telling people they don't know what they're talking about.
Wait, hold on. Gareth Southgate was number 4, right? We still have 3 names, and these are a little bit more palatable. They're more of the, let's say, the interim names, right? We got Darren Fletcher, Michael Carrick, and Ollie Solskjaer in
Those
that
are, yeah,
order,
for
reverse
interim.
order.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. So
This is
what do
just
we think about
interim, right?
Fletcher? What do we think about Fletcher as interim?
Doesn't have any first team experience. He's feel good merchant. I don't have an issue with him taking over even to the City game, but it's like it's so inconsequential.
Just feels so
Yo,
right.
Yeah,
Alien Shaw.
The word that Sean said,
Sorry, 1 second. Alien Shaw says Gary Neville just minting money. Maybe one day he'll buy the club. Some Diddy shit happening here. Bring in 50 for an investigative journalism documentary.
Dude, I want whatever he's on. That's sick.
Sean,
How did he go from like Gary Neville's gonna buy the club to Diddy's
Diddy.
happening?
I just think he wanted to say that line, and then he just wrote 3 other
Came up with the
sentences
premise?
around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like when you're writing a story, you're like, this is going to be the climax. Let me figure out how I'm going to get there.
It's like writing a joke, right? Like,
Yeah.
whatever, Polish guy or whatever walk into a bar. Anyways, go ahead, Semis. You
Yeah, I
have
think
something better to say. I
Sean
know.
nailed it with the word inconsequential. I really don't think that Fletcher, Carrick, Solskjaer are going to have that many differences in between them of what they can do with the squad. But I will say I will give Fletcher a little bit of credit in that our striker movement and our service to the striker in that game, that one game we've played so far, was better.
Yeah.
And then the intelligence of moving Bruno out of the midfield and into the right, and at halftime, I have to give it up to Fletcher for even spotting that, or whoever spotted that, because Bruno was dropping way too deep when he was playing centrally, and once they moved him to the right, he stayed up a lot more and didn't feel the need to come back. And
did you notice that three at the back structure? Everyone was saying, "Oh, we're doing three at the back. We're doing three at the back," but it was different. It was almost like, how 4-2-2 has those like three trenches of players, Casemiro, Ugarte, etc. It was a 3-2-2-3. So he still had that room to operate as that 10 moved up to the right, but he had space to find the runners. Whereas what we were typically doing was with the Ahmad, Mbumo, right wing in Shalah. So there's some merit to the fact that we're putting our best creators, distributors, progressive passers, whatever find you, and we're trying to catch the most deadliest channel runners. So I liked it. Everyone called me like, "Oh, dude, you're enjoying this. This was Moyes' ball. This was this." I'm like, guys, stop being reductionist. I can enjoy something for what's in front of me.
It's not, and dude, we can't. I'm not gonna live my life miserable. And anybody here who thinks I'm an amateur matter, you have no idea what you're talking about. Right. I studied everything that man did and made videos about it. So the proof is there. But I'm not gonna sit here and cry over spilled milk, because I'm done. I need to move on. The club needs to move on. I just hope that they move on in the right direction. And if they don't, then I'll be there to criticize that, just like I did when they sacked Amarim. I think that's what me, Footy with an Edge, Andy, James, I think that's kind of our responsibility, is to speak our truth. But then also we have to understand that fans, we don't follow Manchester United to be miserable, although that's what ends up happening. But that's not why we're here, right? I didn't go, "Hey, I like this guy, Andy. I want to talk to him to help me be miserable some more." That's not why.
Find new angles for me to be miserable about. Right. Statistically, show me why I should be even more miserable. We're playing well and losing? Great.
I have to have the hope.
XM new stat, guys. New stat reported by
X miserable.
Expected misery.
Yeah, that's a good one, actually.
Yeah, so I have.
You can actually quantify that, funnily enough. Underperformance compared to XG. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
that's so funny.
Amarim, the Amarim sacking was a 1 on the expected misery scale. That's basically a tap in.
Hey, Andy, one thing I didn't find out from you from the Three Devils podcast that me and James talked about, but you weren't there for that section. Which, by the way, the video will be out later tonight before I go to bed, so look for it later. Who was your choice for interim out of Fletcher, Carrick, and Solskjaer, and why?
I would go for Carrick.
Because
I would go for Carrick because, first of all, I don't want to go for Solskjaer for the same reason I don't want Marcus Rashford to come back, even if he's on the path to winning a Ballon d'Or. I just don't like going back to things that we've tried in the past, and it's time to move on, right? This is something I've watched so much Goldbridge, guys, that I have certain things that he said multiple times, ingrained in my head, and he keeps saying, "You never go back," right? You never go back is what he says. Because few years ago when Memphis Depay was doing well, there were talks about him coming back to United potentially when he was doing well with Atletico Madrid and all that. And he used to say that all the time. So I agree. We shouldn't go back for him. And also there's a risk that he does come back and put arm around the shoulder of Rashi and Sancho and all the other E's that are out there that want to come back. Whereas with Carrick, it's just it's a new face. Even though he was there during Solskjaer's era, even though he was the guy that was doing the tactics for him, he was the assistant coach, because Ollie was more the manager, right? He wasn't really the coach. So I would like to see another coach being given the coach's responsibility, right? We don't really need a manager anymore. And I think he'll listen to the club's hierarchy just like anybody else would, but he'll be slightly better tactically. There is one name here that I would like over all of them, which is Kieran McKenna. And I've said it even in the Three Devils, where I said we should go get Kieran McKenna as the full-time manager, because this interim stuff doesn't really work well. We could, like, realistically, does anyone here believe there's a 0% chance that we get into the Champions League this year? It's slim, but it's possible.
Right? I've been saying it's no. I'm taking the opposite. It's more likely we get in Champions League than we don't. I 100% believe that.
You mean Europe?
Like, no, Champions League top 4.
No, okay, I disagree with that.
I know, and that's fine. And I can save this for like another live, but like I totally believe that the quality of players that are coming back and the channels that we're going to be playing into and the benefits that we do have in our squad will be more exploited and like on our end for our own games.
Swear to God, if we had one decent center midfielder, I would agree with you, because everything you're saying, I'm like, yeah, because everywhere on the roster is not that bad.
No,
I mean, we're not great, but we're not that bad.
But the narrative shifted.
The center midfield position.
Oh, right.
Want to break my
Casey Lifting says this channel is my breakup song after a breakup. Is that the best compliment we've ever gotten?
Guys, listen, Nightwing agrees with me, okay? That should be enough. All right?
If Nightwing agrees with you, you're way off.
Oh yeah, we're done. We're done.
Brother.
We're done. GG.
Brother.
No, okay, so hold on. But anyone want to talk about the McKenna shout before we end the show here?
It was very uninspiring at Ipswich, if I'm being honest. Very uninspiring for me. I think
that's why
in the championship. No, but in the championship, I think he was heavily carried by Omari Hutchinson, and funnily enough, he would have played a blinder today.
Can I throw something out there just real quick, and it won't take too long? What if one of our interims comes in and does a great job? Are we all scared that he gets the full-time job? Because I don't want the interim.
No shot. No shot.
I think the only one that's a worry with is maybe Carrick.
Well, yeah, I guess McKenna would.
Like if we appoint Carrick as the interim, then like he does well, then for sure.
They're not going to do it again with Ollie. I don't think they do it with Carrick either, because it's not a big enough personality for them. Like because Carrick, even though he's a legend for United, one of our greatest midfielders ever, he's not a bravado guy, right? Like Scholes has more of that.
Yeah, but
FU.
Don't you feel like they're going to overcorrect?
One thing to defend Carrick. One thing, okay? The one role we've been missing in the squad for a decade is that Carrick role. So he's a smart guy. We've known this. And at Middlesbrough, when that initial success he had, he brought back the players' confidence. They're playing with a ton of creativity. They got to the championship spots, like the playoffs. So that was a big deal for them at the beginning. However, they drifted away a little bit, and things are more difficult in the championship. I think from excitement level of the interims, Carrick would be my shot. That would be the one that I'd say, you know what? Let me see what he's up to. Because I know what we're going to get with Kieran McKenna. It's going to disappoint us. It will disappoint us. With Ollie, same old story. And also, I don't like it when someone's like begging for the job. It's like in anything. It's too desperate. It's like there's something. I would prefer if he said, you know what? I want to help with talent ID. I want to help Wilcox kind of understand the United DNA truly. And because I spotted Caicedo, I spotted Holland, I spotted Bellingham, I spotted all these guys in 2019, and the club said no. So I think that's where his talents would be better utilized. But yeah, I think it's Carrick. Carrick should be the guy.
DOF and Carrick manager?
I'm with it.
No.
Bro, that there might be a Jason.
No, but to be fair, the names to be just quickly on the Ollie DOF shout. To be fair, some of those names were tap-ins, right? Because Holland was being talked about by every single guy.
Holland at
Molde wasn't being talked
but he was managing him. Nobody else had the
Caicedo before Brighton.
That wasn't Ollie though. That was our scouts bringing up Caicedo. Our scouts brought up Caicedo.
But Ollie pressed on that, and they said no.
But that's not. Is that him being DOF though?
Yes, he's supposed to be the guy that's supposed to dictate the type of players.
Brings you the names, right? Scout brings you the name. DOF.
He also said yes to Sancho.
Look, the DOF also has to get deals done. Do you really think
he didn't want Sancho, right? And then he didn't. He didn't get the best out of Sancho.
No, but do you really think?
Yeah, I don't think any manager in the world would get the best out of Sancho. You know who would get the best out of Sancho? A team of the season promo. Like that's it. The guy has no team of the season promo. Saweetie singing "Tap In." What else? Maybe some recreational, inhibitors. Like that fella he's not a professional footballer. That's nothing. Yeah. That's something that's just you throw it up to the wind.
Guys, somebody said Jose Mourinho.
What about him?
No, he's underperforming at Benfica.
No.
I love the guy, but his ideas are not adapted.
I thought we don't go back.
Speaking of Jose, I just got some crazy. Oh damn! I missed the thing.
For sure.
They apparently they lost in the Portuguese Cup final or something. Oh yeah, here we go. So after Benfica lost in the Portuguese League Cup semifinal, he says, "We won't go home tonight. We will go to the training ground and we will sleep there.
We got to sleep at the pitch.
The players will sleep there, and I hope that the players will sleep as well as I will, which is nothing.
Which is not at all. Yeah, he said,
"I don't think they can't get any sleep tonight," and that's the image of him just sitting there at the ground.
Yeah, he said, "I hope they don't get any sleep." He said, "I'm going to have them sleep at the training ground because I don't want them to be able to sleep because I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight."
Listen, it's an aura builder without a doubt, but brother, like if we're at this point, like what are we doing?
No, agreed.
Oh.
Okay, guys. So sounds like we're all in for Glasner. Is that the right summary? Maybe I'm.
No, it's Luis Enrique or bust.
Yeah, but I think for me,
Julian Nagelsmann.
We should go for Nagelsmann was not in the top 12, but that's also odds because of the interim and all that.
Yeah.
Which I explained before. But actually,
can I throw some shots out?
Ange Postecoglou is number 14 on the list.
Jesus Christ.
Can I throw some shots that I didn't hear?
Self-proclaimed Liverpool fan. Why
Pochettino.
No, we said Pochettino.
Yeah, it was number 12 or whatever.
Yeah, number 12.
So then, yeah.
So here's the list that we talked about. It was Pochettino, Iraola, Emery, Lampard, Glasner, Van Nistelrooy, Tuchel, Enrique, Southgate, Fletcher, Carrick, and Solskjaer. That was the 12.
Of that list, who's your guys' favorite?
For interim, my favorite is Carrick.
I don't think you get to ask the question.
Okay, so for interim, Carrick, and then for long term.
Out of these names, of course, it's Luis Enrique, bro.
Yeah, you got to take him off the list to make it a harder question.
Yeah.
Okay, other than Luis Enrique, who would you guys take on that list? I'd say Iraola.
That's a question. I would take Tuchel.
Shaylin?
For interim, Carrick.
Glasner.
No.
Say it with chest, brother.
Permanent manager.
Yeah. Well, what did you want, Glasner for a month?
Yeah, maybe, but like,
Hey, Sean, can you tell us what you think about Xavi, bro?
Oh man, sideways Charlie, sideways
Spanish
Adam Wharton.
How's that a counter?
Oh, dude, that was one of my favorite.
I don't like that list. That's why I'm not answering, by the way. Just in case you got, because I didn't hear De Zerbi's name. I didn't hear Farioli's name.
Yeah, I like RDZ. I like Farioli.
Tuchel's going to explode. Is the same reason De Zerbi would explode.
But when you watch Marseille, that team plays.
It'd be more fun to watch before the explosion happens. It's fun. Yeah. It's more fun to watch a De Zerbi team than it is to watch a Tuchel team.
Oh my God, you stole the words out of my mouth. That's exactly what I'm thinking. A De Zerbi team, regardless of whatever mercenaries he wants to bring in, that's a fun team.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm just saying, for me, I don't think they want to go anywhere near De Zerbi after seeing what happened with Ruben Amorim. That's the only reason I'm saying that. Because at his worst, I think Tuchel will have a meltdown, but he left at the end of the season with Bayern, even though he had a fight with them, right?
I got a shout. And this is the only one that I could say other than Luis Enrique that I'd be 100% behind. Diego Simeone.
What?
Yes.
Yep. No way.
Yep.
If he comes,
he had the greatest feat in modern management times, taking those titles against the prime Barcelona, prime Real Madrid. He's a guy that will turn this team around. Diego.
I don't. I'm
man.
not.
Because
It's a worse shout than Glasner, bro. Come on.
No way.
No,
they
he's
were-
worse
not.
shout than Glasner? Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
He's not.
100%.
I only went softer on him because it's Shaylin and I love the guy. No, dude.
No, it
Chat,
is.
my Diego Simeone shout back. We would win. We would legitimately win.
We would do some diabolical stuff if he came.
Hey,
we
I'm
would
here
be
for it.
so
It's
bad.
but the thing is, if we're gonna talk about Tuchel, like, oh, he's got a Champions League, whatever. Listen, Simeone, you want to go into just haram football? That's haram
4-4-2
football. I
all
want
day.
it. I want 10 players in the box, just fucking ready to counter on one, just fucking.
But we saw that with Jose, bro. When Jose was still relevant, we saw that with Jose.
Yeah, but Jose has the whole.
Come on,
like,
bro. You're gonna tell me
siege
Jose is
mentality.
not a better manager than Simeone? Like
Jose's
his
been
career-wise?
broken. Jose's been
Jose's
broken,
been-
man.
No, I'm not
Jose's
saying
a
get him
broken
now.
man.
No, hold on.
We
We're not
had him.
talking about Jose now. We're not talking about Jose now. We're saying Jose when he was here.
He was
What-
jaded back then too.
Give me Fergie when he was
Yeah,
here.
right.
Then
He broke
Like,
about
No,
2
I'm
years
just saying,
before he
like
came
we're comparing Jose with the whatever park the bus football that you want to see. Like that is prime Simeone ball, bro.
brother, the chat is validating me. I knew you guys knew ball. I knew it. I knew
That's
it to be true.
Ed typing like 15 times.
I've seen so many different concurrent chatters saying
That's
Simeone's
Edward
name.
in different
God bless the Footy with an Edge community. You guys are so smart.
Yeah, that's half the people saying Simeone
Look,
won't
look,
come to
look.
United.
I know. I'm
And
just,
Nightwing says it's just Ed.
Arav.
hey, if
CHR
Nightwing says anything, you can't
Simeone's
believe him,
gonna
right?
kick Wilcox's butt, and that's why we should bring him in.
Okay, that's where Shaylin draws the line for censorship. I like it. He won't say ass.
Shaylin, which part of the hierarchy would you get rid of first? Under Sir Jim, which one of these rats would you get out? Who do you think?
Barada, Wilcox, or Vavell, I guess is the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, that's my question.
Gary Neville.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
ideally,
yeah.
No,
Gary
he said
Neville.
You
Sir
can't get
Jim.
rid of Littlefinger because he's always in the
Above Sir-
shadows.
From what you
Yeah.
guys told me, that's above Sir Jim. So I don't.
It's
Literally.
it's Sir Jim, and then it's Gary
Jason.
Neville. Like they're like
Jason, okay.
Jason Wilcox probably
Jason?
has to go.
Yeah,
Never
Jason's like Jason. I remember my office comparison. Jason's like the Michael Scott, in my opinion. I think it's got to be Vivell, man. That guy's a rat. That
No,
guy
but
is
like-
just a certifiid rat.
So
Wilcox just
I
looks
don't
like
want
a
to
rat.
get
I
rid
think
of.
Vivell's the real rat.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
yes,
if Wilcox is
Vavell
the
might have
one that
leaked
walked
it.
into the manager's office and started dictating what formation to play and how to play, then that's the one that I
Yeah.
think needs to go. Like I can't.
But it didn't come
guys-
from him, Semi. It came from above. He was
Can I-
trying to
can
be
I
the
be honest,
middleman.
though?
That's
Hold on,
his
can I be-
job to tell above to butt out. It's not.
Exactly.
If
But
he's
to your
just
credit,
gonna be
though,
the guy who-
he was the one that said, "Hey, this is what happened in the meeting." So maybe,
Guys, can I be honest though? Can I be honest on
wisdom.
who should be fired?
Yeah.
It's Barada. Barada's the
Really?
guy who hired Amarim before Wilcox came in. Barada's the guy who overruled everybody else. He had
No,
more to
Wilcox
say.
was here with him.
No, but it was Barada.
Yeah, but
Barada
it
had
came out
scouted
that-
him for Amarim.
And
for
the
Man
athletic boys has said they weren't all unanimous with Amram.
Yeah, they
Even though
weren't.
they all flew to Seville, they still weren't unanimous in it. So
I do,
Right.
if it's Barada's neck he put out on the line, I guess Barada's got to go next.
I do agree with Andy until I find out what it is Barada does exactly. Because I. Like,
He's
CEO.
also the CEO,
Hey, you can
guys.
say whatever you want about Ed Woodward, but you knew what he did. Like you knew he
Yeah.
signed a big deal with Chevy. You knew he did this or that. Like, and I'm not backing Woodward in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying, like, where's the big story headline? Barada closes a deal with Audi for a training kit sponsorship.
No,
or
forget about the
something.
commercial stuff, Semix. You're the CEO, which means all the executive decisions go through you, regardless
Yeah.
of who the owner is, right?
Yeah.
And as the CEO, he has failed so far because this decision to hire Amram, and in fact, let me give you a long list of shit we've done since he's been here, okay? We gave Ten Hag a contract. We sacked Ten Hag, okay? And
Yeah.
during that time, we brought in players that were supposed to be Ten Hag players, like Xerxes, like
Yeah.
Ugarte,
Yeah.
etc. Then
But
we
when
got
we
Dan
gave-
Ashworth in. We sacked Dan Ashworth. Then we got Ruben Amram in. We sacked Ruben Amram. These three
Yeah.
things together is worse than like the Coldplay scandal from the astronomer CEO, and he got sacked.
Let me
Well,
like
what do we
to- in
think?
defense of Barada, right? Like
Oh, here we go.
again, like I get that he's not been the most excellent executive, which is fine. It's whatever, it's fine. Like your criticisms are valid. but he's also allowing the people under him to like make those decisions. I think that the renewal of Ten Hag, like that, it's them succumbing, like owners and on down, right? Of like, oh, he won a trophy. The fans are going to be upset if we sack him. When the reality wasn't true, right? Like maybe there was a vocal minority that said it, but if you had sacked him, no one would have held it against him. In fact, that was something that people have said.
But you know what the issue is, Shaylin?
Yeah.
They made these independent choices and they acted as though they weren't going to succumb to fan opinion.
Right.
And then they made a decision that was totally against their whole long-term view of not being affected by quote unquote trivial factors.
Yes.
Noise.
Yeah. But the thing I like about Barada the most is that he executes very quickly. Like if we need to get something over the line, he will ensure that it happens. Like the whole Ruben Amorim thing, I think anybody else like
quickly, why should I be happy about that?
What's up?
If you're making a bad decision quickly, why am I happy about that? Like
I'm
Shaylin,
talking about from like a deal
my
perspective.
point isn't he's a bad executive, right?
Yeah.
The point is there are plenty. If you go watch any Fortune 500 companies, I keep coming back to this analogy because United as a football club is the Fortune 500 of football clubs, right? And not like the Fortune 10 or whatever, Fortune 5, right? So if you look
7,
that
like
high up, like
7,
if Jensen Huang tomorrow is captured on video taking a piss on all the entire NVIDIA factory, right? With his pants down because he can't like
quite
keep
an
it
image.
together. Like, yo, the board probably calls for him to be sacked as a CEO.
But
and
as far as I know, I don't think that's
getting
not
caught.
gonna happen.
This is him getting caught pissing on his own product like 6 times in the span of 18 months.
And you know what my issue is too? So this whole United DNA, we're going to decide how we play, whatever. If you're going to be based on results, okay. That football we played in that first season was dog shit. It was bad, guys. It was bad. So if you want to say the bottom line is putting out the best experience on the pitch, give me a vibes merchant. Give me something that's exciting. Then you know what? Sack him. Get the best available manager that still produces good product on the pitch and can win the league. If you want to be ruthless like that, show me that, Ineos. But no, you backed a dog that you were never going to actually fully back. And then when shit hit the fan and you wanted an easy out because the dogmatic dog didn't want to go and play your little 4 at the back when you wanted to play it, you can't just do it because he threw a hissy fit in the press conference. Do it at the time when it showed, when the results were poor, or at the end of the season when he's gotten you Champions League, because guess what? We were going to get there anyways. We were 100. I full-heartedly, I think that.
Guys, we're an hour 50 minutes into the stream, and we have somebody typing a comment whose F and H are not working on his keyboard because he says this is what I call ootball heritage. Okay. So his F and H keys aren't working. I think that's time to end the stream right there. Semix is still working on the Three Devils edit. That's going to come out later tonight, early tomorrow if you're watching in the UK. Shaylin is trying to still earn the money that Ineos are paying him.
I'm going to get paid if all 3 of them get sacked, regardless. So
no, this is the soft launch of Oliver Glasner to United on this stream right here. Okay, before it goes to the media, and Shant is probably looking at the schematics for his next heist. I'll see you guys later, man. Peace.
Peace.